That is just a little snippet from the Marie Forleo book, Everything is Figureoutable, how I was relating to it and all the beautiful stuff. And I hope that you relate to it. And I would love to hear your feedback, your comments. Let me know if this video was helpful to you. Was it encouraging? All that beautiful stuff. And I look forward to another episode with Soulfully Align You. Chat with you soon. Bye. Hello, how are y'all today? I'm still practicing looking at the right part of the camera. Anywho, today we are going to be looking at, let me see if I can fix this a bit. There we go. Today we are going to be looking at, remember in my last video, I told y'all what was on my desk. So if you haven't watched that video yet, definitely check it out. What was on my desk? And I'm telling y'all now, bunch of books, bunch of makeup, all that stuff is like my favorite thing. And so I'm looking at Marie Forleo's Everything is Figureoutable. Whoops, hair in the way. Everything is Figureoutable. And I love this book. Definitely go to my Amazon storefront to check it out. You'll see the list of books that I absolutely love to read. And as I order them, as I purchase them, as I read them, the list just keeps going. There's over 50 books on there. And as y'all can see, I got a little bit of a library that way, and there's another one on that side too. Anywho, so I'm gonna read it. It says, I felt like a total failure. Less than a year earlier, I'd graduated as valedictorian of Seton Hall University. Yet here I was sitting on the steps of Trinity Church in Lower Manhattan in tears. Being the first in my family to get a college degree, I felt the weight of the pressure to make good on my education. As a trading assistant on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange on Wall Street, I had pride, a steady paycheck, and health insurance. I was grateful to have a job, but inside, I felt like I was dying. To be clear, I gave it my all. I got to the office early, put on my game face, and worked my beep off as to the best I could as a trading assistant. No matter how hard I tried, something just wasn't right. This little voice inside of me kept whispering, this isn't it. This isn't where you're supposed to be. This isn't what you're supposed to be doing with your life. So I want to share that with y'all because as I was reading, I've listened to the whole book already. But as I was reading that part, I just thought to myself, oh my gosh, how much do I relate with that story? And I wonder how much you relate to that story where things are going great, where you have actually you did all the steps and you made all the right decisions and you did everything that the world, people, family, all of that stuff have said that you're supposed to do. Now, part of my story is that I am a first generation American. My family is from Barbados, and education is so important. So it was always known that my grandmother worked hard to get here. My mother worked hard to get here. So when I finished high school, I was going to be the first to go to college just by the age I am, right? The oldest of the nephews and nieces and all of that. So I was going to be going to college and I was going to be a doctor. That is all my grandmother drilled in my head. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to be a doctor. You're going to be a doctor. And I believe maybe she wanted to be a doctor when she was growing up, but didn't necessarily believe that she could. The circumstances weren't set up properly for her to do that. My grandmother worked as a housekeeper and she was very diligent with her money, very diligent with her finances, and she has been very, very responsible with her life. And she's built a home in Barbados. Like, she is on it. She is responsible. She's doing her thing. But circumstances just did not afford her to be able to go to college, to become, maybe that doctor where she was trying to live through me, right? I feel that our parents, our family, they can try to live through us, and it can also kind of cloud what God has for us individually in our personal walk, right? And so I definitely resonate with that, having graduated high school, having gone to college, getting a psychology degree, going to get my master's in counseling, human service counseling. But there was a hiccup. And the hiccup was that I had always felt the pull and the call to the beauty industry. That's just what it is. I felt that call to the beauty industry. I felt that call to the acting. I felt the call to speaking. I felt the call to writing. I felt the call to just more of that creative lifestyle. And I couldn't really own it at the time because I was 17 years old. I remember telling my mom, "Hey mom, what do you think if I go to cosmetology school?" And she pretty much was like, "You're not," shot that down with the quickness. "You're not going to cosmetology school. You're going to college. You're going to get your 4-year degree." And I honored my parents in that. I did. The Bible says to honor your father and mother. So I do not regret getting my 4-year degree. I feel that it has been a blessing. It has opened up so many doors for me. And then as I went on to get my master's, that was more of my own choice. It was more of a just following in those steps. I graduated with my master's degree in 2014. But in 2011, while I started my master's degree, I also had the opportunity to volunteer at a theater in South Korea, which is kind of cool. It was either 2011 or 2012. Probably 2012. Yeah. Because I didn't get there till half of 2011. So my family was stationed in South Korea. I had the opportunity in 2012 while pursuing my master's degree to volunteer. And that sparked the interest and the desire for starting my own beauty business. Now, y'all, the struggle is real. When you have family, you have people in your ears, and they are telling you, "What are you doing? Why are you trying to start this business when you're supposed to be getting your education? You're supposed to be going another route. You're supposed to be doing something different." They only know you and see you in a particular way, and they can't see you outside of the vision that they have created for you. It is difficult to move in that space, or to move in what you feel, and to own what you feel in your heart and your soul. But I want to encourage you that if you are having those little whispers that are saying this isn't it, and I want to track back to that too, because you could be in the perfect case scenario right now, where everything is working good to the outside, to an outsider's view. They see your career, they see your salary, they see your successes, they see your accomplishments, they see your awards, but there's something on the inside of you that is like, this is not it, right? I mean, it could even be your current business that you're running that is so successful, and you still have that feeling on the inside like, this isn't all it's cracked up to be. There's something more. I feel something deeper that I'm supposed to be doing. And I felt that, and I followed that inkling. So when I followed that inkling and I took those baby steps toward that space, do not get me wrong, I was met with lots of resistance. I was fighting people's opinions all the time, and you will. How do you do it? You just got to make some promises to yourself that you are not going to let other people's thoughts, their ideas, their opinions, their scowls, all that stuff stop you from moving forward, stop you from taking the steps that you know is necessary to get to the level, to get to the place, to get to the experiences that you desire. And when stepping into the beauty industry as a freelance makeup artist is hard. It is difficult. Makeup artists are a dime a dozen. And if I didn't take that risk, put myself out there, I would not have been able to say that I've worked on BET films, I've worked on Lifetime, our team, our company has done Lifetime, that we've worked on political campaigns, that we've worked with doctors, dentists, lawyers, prominent people in our city, in our community, even people that I had to sign non-disclosure agreements with, right, that I can't even speak of. So yes, I wouldn't be able to say that I've been able to do that work, and I was able to meet those people, and I was able to have those experiences if I did not own it, if I didn't step out when I was scared, if I wasn't afraid to get swatted back, right? There are people that they're gonna like lash out when you choose to step into the thing that you feel God is calling you to, right? It's not gonna make, sometimes it doesn't make sense. It absolutely makes no sense sometimes. Sometimes the money don't match up in the beginning, right? When you're first starting, but you see a bigger vision and you see where God can take you with it. So I just wanted to pop in here when, like I said, I was reading that story with Marie Forleo. Everything is figureoutable. Like, that is so true. I've always said it. There's always a solution. I don't care. There's always a solution. There's always a win-win. That's how my brain is always looking for the win-win, right? When I'm dealing with other people, when it comes to my family, my kids, my husband, and trying to like navigate all of these pieces, right? Because when you're single, you really only have you and God to worry about. But when you're a mom and you've already started building your family and you have kids and you have obligations, and then you're like, wait a second, I forgot to think about myself. Now you really have to start thinking about those win-win scenarios. We are so quick to go into the either lose-lose, or we let other people win and we get the short end of the stick as moms. Everything, like Marie Forleo says, is figureoutable. It really is. It really is. Even when you're at like the last straw and you're like, oh, let me tell y'all a story. I remember times where I would say yes to makeup work before having the babysitter in place. Like, that's an amazing opportunity. No way am I gonna say no. I'm like, oh, I don't have a sitter yet. There are times I have to say yes to the job first before even finding the sitter. I was in those moments, and it's so crazy. Every single time, God came through and provided a way for my children to have childcare, provided a way for my husband to be able to potentially be there, right? And so everything is figureoutable. Sometimes we have to step out on faith. Sometimes we have to take a risk. One of my mentors, Sarah Thiessen, she gives a description of the Indiana Jones movie and how there are these little rocks, right? But when they're standing on the cliff, they don't see those invisible pillars of rocks that are gonna appear for them, right? They don't see that, but they're trying to figure it out. How do we get across here? And they jump first, then the rock appears. Oh my gosh. When I tell you, can you imagine that? Are there moments in your life where you had to jump first and then the rock appeared? Do you have those moments? If you do, lean back into those. If you don't, welcome them. Welcome those moments. See yourself, envision yourself having the confidence, having the capacity to jump and trust that God is going to catch you. So, all right, I am going to run. That is just a little snippet from the Marie Forleo book, Everything is Figureoutable, how I was relating to it and all the beautiful stuff. And I hope that you relate to it. And I would love to hear your feedback, your comments. Let me know if this video was helpful to you. Was it encouraging? All that beautiful stuff. And I look forward to another episode with Soulfully Align You. Chat with you soon. Bye.